Hello everyone, this video is the update on my Chain Lightning build tier 100, after the patch on 8th of August. The build info starts at 2:50 in video, after the first tier 100 finish. I will make some important notes on the way. First, I do not play more crackling energy. The buff to recharging aspect allows us sustain mana alone and also to pick the new buff passive Greater Chain Lightning. Because of that, I also play via key passive, as do not see a point in overflow if we do not generate crackling outside unstable currents. Now, all this changes I made more because of the buffs they did on bosses. They increased boss health to double at level 100, and to more than double health for level 154. In that direction I modified Paragon 2, so it can favor better DPS during boss fights and preserve high DPS on map. You will see 5 boss fights tier 100, that our DPS is stable with the changes. Still, if you want continue play overflow energy not via, I will explain in the video section of skill tree, easily changes you can make that fit in same build. You will notice in build info, I did focus a bit more damage buffs that are not conditioned by CC. So we can have big chunk of additive damage during boss fight. The lightning damage reached 400% plus. I also preserved most of the defense focus I had in build before patch. With some exceptions, no longer Revenge Heart and no more DR from Chill. I felt with the new buffs to Sorc DR and via passive, our defenses are enough. I still recommend have 6,000 armor and 15,000 health at level 100. If follow my build they are easily achievable. Plus, when you push tier 100, or farming it, suggest you use Iron Skin Elixir for extra armor. You can fit Raiment Unique Chest in this build, but I do not recommend it for tier 100. We can get same results from Lightning Spear coupled with Shared Misery aspect. But we also get extra defenses from a legendary chest. About weapon, as you noticed, I still like the 2-hand for double aspect efficiency of Unbroken Tether. But is not mandatory, you can play 1-hand plus offhand and add extra aspect accelerating. Unlike before patch, when in my testings 2-hand was better DPS overall, now they are kinda same DPS. This time, is just my personal enjoyment to play 2-hand Chain Lightning. Next, full build info. Starting with gear, followed by my total stats page, and after it skill tree and Paragon. I will repeat some info for people that skipped the gameplay part. Like said earlier, on weapon choice, I still like the 2-hand for double aspect efficiency of Unbroken Tether. But is not mandatory, you can play 1-hand plus offhand and add extra aspect accelerating. Unlike before patch, when in my testings 2-hand was better DPS overall, now they are kinda same DPS. This time, is just my personal enjoyment to play 2-hand Chain Lightning. Penitent boots are still my favorite for constant chill apply. Although, after patch you can use legendary boots with Exploiter aspect, and affixes movement speed, plus rank on teleport and nova, mana cost reduction. The unique boots are really not impactful now, as I do not choose more the damage reduction from chill enemies. But keep in mind, they are still good for permanent ever-living aspect buff on damage reduction from crowd control, and also DPS boost. I tested just shortly temerity, for now they are still not a choice for me. Plus if we play them we need get some aspect to benefit out of a permanent barrier. Like Storm Swell aspect, and really do not see a spot for it, even if you play 1-hand you are better accelerating aspect on offhand. We'll test more in future. Legendary pants provide great defenses without need of invest more in barrier synergies. But like said, I will look more into this in future. Keep in mind overall in gear affixes, you do not want focus too many close range damage reduction, as we play via. You are better focus all damage reduction, DR from distant or burning enemies. And also armor and maximum health affixes to reach 6,000 armor and 15,000 health. On the chest, important note here, pick 1 Lightning Dmg affix. This will scale with the Paragon modification I made, so we get easy 400% lightning damage that is not conditioned by CC. You need 2 lightning damage plus affix, either like me, have 1 on chest and 1 on a ring, either on both rings and keep chest for defense only. You can fit Raiment Unique Chest in this build, but I do not recommend it for tier 100. We can get same results from Lightning Spear coupled with Shared Misery aspect. But we also get extra defenses from a legendary chest. The crowd control affix is very important. It helps a lot stagger boss faster plus killing elites before turn unstoppable. About this aspect ever living, I was mentioning earlier the other value of Penitent Greaves boots. They will make it so you have permanent DR at least close range. On Amulet my DPS choice is for more damage with boss in stagger. You can also go for cooldown reduction, is not really mandatory a DPS affix, just did want focus kill faster bosses, as they doubled their health this patch. Malignant Hearts Barber, Tempting Fate, Tal Rosha. If at any point you feel want more damage reduction, pick Revenge Heart instead of Tempting Fate. Once you get used with playstyle, and have all gear in place, is not really need more DR, not even in tier 100. Now on rings, you will see I did go for 2 affixes maximum mana. Is not really recommended, 1 is enough. But the thing is, you will want it at least till you get used playing only with recharging aspect. And that because of the suppressor elites are a pain with recharging aspect, you need have a backup mana. You can see some of my suppressor fights during gameplay. Except when you are alone with a suppressor elite, you need to position yourself so that a suppressor has you and at least one other mob in his bubble or chain lightning gets destroyed, so in consequence you do not get mana back. If you really dislike suppressor and find hard positioning, the best thing is to go back to play crackling for extra mana sustain. I will point out in skill tree the easy adjustment you need make. At the cost of bit DPS you will never have a mana issue if keep play crackling generation like in my previous build pre-patch. The recharging aspect in my gameplay was 2.5 roll, but tested even with a 2 and all went good mana sustain. Keep in mind if you do not play staff as me to get benefit of more 9 chains from tether aspect, you might need a 3 here. Next, I will show my total stats page to make an roughly idea of what to aim for. Followed by skill tree and Paragon board. Like said earlier, I recommend have 140 maximum mana at start. Even if you get better mana cost reduction than me, as my cost reduction is kinda low because of Amulet bad roll. Now skill tree. First 2 points are for enchantment Firebolt, and next points for Frozen Orb enchantment for Great Vulnerable and Chill Uptime. Because I choose Greater Chain Lightning passive and veer, I give up on some crackling points, so out of that the extra points are flexible. You will see I put 2 extra points in teleport and 2 in align elements for faster DR on elites. But they are very flexible if feel to fit them other place. Now, if you do still want get mana sustain from crackling to help you with suppressors, you have to go back to version pre-patch and play the passive Destructive Chain Lightning to generate crackling. Then choose also the Invigorating Conduit passive to get mana on crackling pickup, at the cost of some DPS loss from losing Greater Chain passive. It seemed that the Static Discharge passive is still not generate crackling properly with Barber, so at least at the time of make video was not an option. Lightning Spear coupled with Shared Misery aspect is constant stuns. I did start value more this align elements passive for faster extra DR from elites, in high tiers. Is not need more than 1 point in align elements, they are flexible if want put them in teleport or nova for better cooldowns. The reasons I pick Veer is not only easier achieve a proper DR on close enemies, but also that overflow energy is not appealing when do not play Crackling. If you still want play Crackling and destructive chain passive, I suggest pick overflow energy too, and get better DR close from gear or glyph. Frozen Orb enchantment my favorite one since before season. Amazing uptime of vulnerable and chill if coupled with aspect Frozen Orbit. Firebolt can actually be swapped for Hydra enchant if you like. I just keep the pure chain lightning build as my main. In following videos I will update 2 my other pre-patched tier 100 builds, Oculus Chain Conjuration, Charged Bolts and Ball Lightning. But I will need bit more time, as I am a bit caught with real life. Most likely next week I will update the rest of builds I made and finish Uber Lilith Chain Lightning build. Just to know, all the builds in same state only got buffed and stronger. You can enjoy them as they are posted in pre-patch versions. And Uber Lilith is doable with this updated version too, is just need master mechanics. The damage is enough to reach half her health in first stagger, and stagger is very fast. Sure, I want make an easier kill version, but I need bit of time like said, to test everything new in patch. Next week I will finish it. I hope you understand, I played too much since game release and tried constant create builds that work in content, but I neglected too much real life and I need few days break. I will also look into Omni-Heart possibility with Chain Lightning if they actually fixed it. At time of make video could not check, as tried post updated Chain Lightning version as soon possible. Thank you all for the amazing support you showed to me.